On today's show, we talk about rivalries. We talk about both college and pro football, with a little soccer action as well. Plus, we break down the most exciting games of the week. All of this and more coming up on the 1-0 Sports Show.
Texas finally 1-0, finally riding for the brand.
And I'm getting back on my soapbox saying that if they just hit and rap and drive, then that play doesn't happen.
You heard it here first from Hunter. Book your plane tickets to Omaha today.
But we're not done yet.
No, shot.
Are you kidding me? Oh, so that's the third time.
That's terrible. Did you believe this was possible at the beginning of the season?
Oh, I always believe.
Always drink the Kool-Aid.
That's all I'm doing for the Cowboys right now.
Today's show is brought to you by Cat Metro, Austin's transit system. We connect you to work, school, play, and everywhere in between. Plan your ride at this weekend's game at catmetro.org. Well, we have quite the interesting start here as we are going to hop around to our interview section where we're joined by Sooner Surge host Hunter Cornejo, and he'll break down Oklahoma's game. Hunter, how you doing this morning?
Doing great. How are you guys doing?
You know, it's we're doing pretty good. It was a little bit of a late start, but I'm glad we kind of get into the swing of things here. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and hop in with these questions. All right, so I'm gonna start you off with what are going to be the keys for Sooners to pull out this win against the Longhorns this weekend?
Yeah, the big thing is the run game. You know, looking back the past 15 years, if OU wants to win this game, you got to establish the run game. So far through 5 games, that has not happened for the Sooners. The most yards they've had per carry is 4.5, and that was against Arkansas State week 1. Other than that, the run game has been very hit or miss. They've had very few big plays. I think the longest rush of the year was probably just over 20 yards by, I think, Marcus Major. We're 6 weeks into the season now. This is week 6, and we still don't know who running back 1 is. Is it Marcus Major? Is it Talweed Walker? Or is it Javonte Barnes or Gavin Salcha? We don't really know. I think Marcus Major gets that nod tomorrow as the first back to get a carry. But that's the big thing is in games like this, these intense rivalries, you have to be able to establish the run. And OU struggled with that so far, but maybe this is the week they get it done.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean, they've a lot of times when Oklahoma did dominate these games, they killed us on the ground. So I can definitely see that being a big factor for y'all.
How's it going, Hunter? What players on Texas do you think OU needs to worry about or really kind of focus in on?
I'll start with the big ones. Jadavion Sanders, he's supposed to be playing. That's what it sounds like from what Sark said yesterday. So that's going to be – he's the top tight end in the country. It's going to be a tough matchup for the Sooner secondary. I would think Peyton Bowen kind of gets a lot of run in that cheetah position to try to shut down the talented Sanders. And then you look at the receivers. You have Xavier Worthy and A.D. Mitchell. Those two guys are arguably going to be first-round picks come April. So being able to slow down those elite playmakers that the Longhorns have, it's going to be hard for the Sooners to do. But you look at the secondary OU has. Woody Washington has been locked down all year. Gentry Williams is really getting into the swing of things on the opposite side. The safeties at times have been really great. Billy Bowman had a pick 6 last week, and then the next few drives there was a few busted plays. So it's hard to know what we're going to get out of that secondary with a talented offense. They haven't faced anything like the Texas Longhorns on the offensive side of the ball. The best offense they faced all year was Cincinnati, I guess. And that's not saying much. Iowa State's not as good as they've been in years past. And it did give up 20 points to them, but after 9 minutes left in the second quarter, they shut them down the rest of the game. They don't only allowed 82 yards the rest of the way. So I think the big thing is shutting down those elite playmakers and obviously getting pressure to Quinn Ewers. That's the other thing. Like Texas hasn't allowed a sack all year. OU's pass rush hasn't been necessarily effective in the box score. They haven't gotten many sacks this year, but they've been able to create that pressure. So it's going to be an interesting matchup up front as well.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. And also that take on J.T. Sanders being the best tight end in college football. Brock Bowers, who? Am I right? But moving on, we're going to talk about Dylan Gabriel now. Do you think he has Heisman potential? What makes him such a dangerous quarterback?
Yeah, DG has been great so far. Everything you can ask for him in a quarterback this year. He's having the best season of his career so far through 5 games. Nearly 1,600 yards passing, 19 total touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Been really efficient. That's the big thing with DG, staying efficient, controlling what you can control. I know last year there'd be times where he would get those big plays and then miss the throw, and it's just like sometimes you got to control what you can control. The big thing with him is staying confident. That's what I think is really interesting. Is unfortunately last year, it was a 49-0 loss, but DG never got to experience that first OU Texas game last year.
Yeah.
Missed it with a concussion after the TCU game. So being in that hostile, it's a 50-50 split. The best environment in college football. That's a lot. That's a tough environment for someone who's never played in the game before. So it's DG's on pace to be in that Heisman conversation, but to be there, you have to have that Heisman moment. This week is that perfect opportunity in Dallas.
Yeah, Hunter. Completely agree with your take on that one. Moving on to a little SEC talk. With both teams joining the SEC next year and leaving the Big 12, I'm curious what teams in the SEC you're most excited to play.
Well, looking at next year's schedule, the road games is what I'm looking forward to the most. We have OU has Ole Miss on the road and LSU on the road, 2 of the best environments in all college football, 2 of the most hostile environments, best tailgating scenes. So those 2 are really at the top of the list. But also getting the opportunity the following year, we're not sure where yet, but to play Georgia, that's going to be fun. Last time they played them, it was a heartbreaker in the Rose Bowl, but it was a really fun game. And then you also have Tennessee when we get to go on the road there in a few years. I think it will be 3 years, a road game in Tennessee. That will be a really fun environment. Obviously, Bryant-Denny, hopefully at night. I know Texas got experience that this past year. So, really, there's not a bad SEC scene to go to. I'm excited for all of the new road trips to experience over the next few years.
Yeah, I agree with you. We got Georgia coming to Austin, and we head up to College Station. So those are the 2 games I'm looking forward to the most to revive that rivalry, definitely in College Station. But we'll end it off with one more question here. What went wrong for Oklahoma's defense last year, and what can they do to give them a better chance of winning this year?
Yeah, last year, just to put it simple, they weren't good. Like the skills that they had, it was not there. It was not to the Brent Venables standard. You had a lot of guys, a depleted roster. They were really hit hard by the transfer portal after Lincoln Riley left to go to USC. So factoring that in and then trying to make good with what limited skill players you had defensively. David Agwebu, no disrespect to him, but he is not a Power 5 linebacker. He was playing pretty much every single snap. They had absolutely no depth at any sort of position. Like Billy Bowman went out last year, missed the Texas game, and it really all went downhill there as well. Defensively, he was the best player on the field. So this year, the big thing is competitive depth. I'm not sure if you guys have heard that much down in Austin, but that's really been the talk in Norman all year long, is the amount of competitive depth that the Sooners have, the amount of leaders they have in every single position group. Ethan Downs, for example, he was on the preseason All Big 12 second team, and then a few national watch lists. And there was a lot of arguments to be made for him not even to start for OU this year with the amount of talent they have in that defensive end room. Billy Bowman, that's another guy. He's an experienced starter, but then you also have Key Lawrence. You have the young freshman, Peyton Bowen, who's made a lot of plays. In that safety room, only a few of them are going to get the starts. Danny Stutzman's really taken that leap this year right now through 5 games. He is the favorite in my mind for the Butkus Award. He's playing like the best linebacker in the country. We'll see Saturday if he keeps that up, because you got to have that big moment in OU Texas to win an award like that when you play for either the Sooners or the Longhorns. But in the linebacker room, Danny Stutzman made 126 tackles last year, played probably 90% of the snaps, if not more, very rarely off the field. This year, that's not the case. You can get them off the field if you need to get them some rest. You have Kobe McKenzie. You have Kip Lewis to kind of rotate in and out. Cheetah's another position. Last year, if they would have had the injury that they've had this year to their starting Cheetah, that would have been the end of the season right there. Like, you lose a position that important to a defense that Brent Venables runs, and Justin Harrington at Cheetah, it's going to go downhill fast. But they have Deshaun McCullough. Deshaun, it was a 1A, 1B for that starter week one between the two of them. Harrington got the nod because he's just better in coverage and he's more experienced. But Deshaun McCullough was a freshman All-American last year at Indiana. He's really starting to get into the flow of things. If he can figure out coverage at Cheetah, he has the potential to be very, very special. So, that's just the big thing for this defense is just the amount of depth that they have. Just all across the board. You can easily sub in, sub out guys. And last year, they just did not have that luxury.
Yeah, well, Hunter, we really appreciate you coming on. We really like those takes you had there. And I never listen to any of the talk about spread and who's going to win, especially when it comes to this game. I just say it's whoever has the most heart, go out there and win. It's a rivalry game. You never know what's going to happen. It could be number one team versus unranked team, and it can go either way, either time. So, we do appreciate you coming on. We do look forward to this game coming up. I know you do too. And don't tune out just yet, as we will come, and Courtney Machani will join us for our pick'ems. As you know, like we kind of said earlier, we're gonna mix around our schedule here, but you don't want to go anywhere. Coming back on the 1-0 Sports Show. Good morning and welcome back to the 1-0 Sports Show. I'm Michael Alvarez. This is Will Iger, and now we are joined by Courtney Machani. How you doing this morning, Courtney?
Doing great. I'm doing great. It's been a little hectic this morning, man, but we got to finish this out for all the dogs, so let's go.
I like that call. So I apologize about last block. I said we are going to pick'ems. That is not true. I lied. We are going to start with our best plays of the week, our verses. That's why we have our judge on right now. So we're going to hop right in that very quickly. Will, what's your best college football player of the week?
Mike, Courtney, I got Western Kentucky's Elijah Young. I mean, look at this play right here. He gets a handoff, hurdles over a Middle Tennessee defender for the touchdown. I mean, you might have to show the replay because that was quite the hurdle. And whoop, right over him, scores the TD. The Western Kentucky Hilltops, they went on to win this one 31-10. And Elijah Young, he definitely had to play the game.
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, he tucked his feet, too.
Like
Jesus, that's hops.
Always fan of the hurdles.
All right, so, yeah, I'm going to go to another kind of low-key game that had a good play. Bowling Green versus Georgia Tech. Finn Hogan with an insane one-handed catch on the goal line here. As it's kind of hard to see from this angle up close a little bit, but he'll go back there and snag that and bring it back in. We'll get the replay real quick, and you'll see a better angle there. But just goes up there, snags it, and brings it in. I thought that was – Bowling Green went on to upset Georgia Tech here by 2 scores as well. So, I mean, it was quite the eventful little college football week. So, Courtney, what you got?
I love both plays. I'm a fan of Odell. I love one-hand catches, but Alvin Kamara is one of my favorite running backs, and he loves the hurdles. So I'm gonna have to go with the hurdle play right there. That's a play right there. That's a big man play.
Oh yeah, I like that too. But we'll move on to NFL play of the week, as we had quite the plays here. But we'll start off with Will. What you got?
I got Stephon Diggs. He had 3 touchdowns against Miami Dolphins, but this one was definitely the best one of the day. Let's see what we got here.
Great game.
It was a good game.
Makes the catch on the sideline, and he puts the Dolphins defense in a spin cycle.
I didn't see that.
On his way to the end zone.
I like the burst.
This is probably the matchup of the week in the NFL. Great route running right there. He almost makes the defenders run into each other.
I look at that. That's just poor tackling on the Dolphins' part. You got to be better. You got to give props to Diggs there. That was quite the play. Mine's kind of a little rated. It was a Keenan Allen block on Tyree Wilson. Just it kind of will pop up here. It's really quick. It's not the best angle, but he'll just go blow him up real quick. And then my favorite part about it is he'll start flexing to his lineman because he kind of did his job for him. And he'll just flex on his lineman there. And the whole reason, it may not be the best play everyone sees, but I got to show some loyalty to my number 1 receiver in fantasy right now.
Yeah, of course.
And I was a big fan of that block because it was really random. I liked it a lot. So, what you got?
So, as much as I love that Diggs play, it kind of reminds me of the Minnesota Miracle, and I'm not really a big fan of that play. So, I'm going to go with the Keenan block. I love when the receiver has some physicals on him, and I think he said some words after that too. That obviously they couldn't play. So, I'm going to go with the Keenan block right there.
All right. And then now we're going to move on to the best MLB highlight of the week. Will, what you got?
NL wildcard game 2 in Philadelphia. The Phillies, they played the Marlins, and they're up 3-0 with Bryson Stott up, and he smashes that one. Grand slam to go up 7-0. Citizens Bank Park is rocking. That definitely has to be one of the best environments in baseball. Ooh, we don't call it a bat flip. We call it a bat spike.
Bat spike. Yeah, I mean, I like that play, too. Always Grand Slam's always a huge moment. Always a huge moment, no matter what the score is. I'm going to go to more wild card action. It was the D-backs versus the Brewers. We have Evan Longoria with a huge catch. And to keep the lead kind of in the 7th here, it's gonna be quick here. The replay will get you a better angle, but he snags it, gets the final out, or gets the second out. Stops that from being probably a run, because that was going to pop out to a double. So, yeah, you can see he was absolutely flabbergasted by that. His teammate was hype. I really like that play. I don't watch a lot of baseball, but when playoff season come along, I got to throw on the channel and I got to get a look. So, Will, what you got? Courtney, what you got?
Yeah, I'm not really a big baseball fan either, but when October comes around, that's when it really starts getting hot for that sport. And I can give you that one-hand catch on a little earlier, so I'm going to give you the one-hand catch here. I think that's an amazing play. It reminds me of the athleticism that's kind of lost in baseball people don't think about. So I'm going to go with that one-handed right there.
Heard that. Oh, big win for me there. I like that. And then we'll move on to our next one. We have worst /left mistake or biggest blooper, one of my personal favorites. Will, what you got?
So NBA teams reported to camp this week, and in Nikola Jokic's interview, Jamal Murray, he had this to say about his summer.
No, I think it's actually opposite. Because we played 2.5 extra month and recover and everything, so it was good. But I had fun. Summers that I had more fun.
Yeah, we don't have the same luxury as the folks back home, as they got to hear that. Unfortunately, we did not. So if you want to kind of explain to Courtney what he said there.
So Nikola Jokic was asked about if this was the best offseason in summer he had in terms of how much fun.
Yeah, winning.
And he said that this summer was not nearly as fun as compared to other NBA off seasons because he had to play 2.5 extra months of basketball in the NBA Finals.
Jokic,
So
classic Jokic.
Jokic is getting known for just being a guy that treats the NBA like a part-time job. He's like, I'll show up to work, but that's kind of about it. All right, I'll move on and I'll hop onto another baseball play here. Is Joey Votto gets ejected in possibly his final game. You don't really get to see the ejection. You kind of just see him arguing with the umpires here. As a lot of people, I look at the comments of this, a lot of people say, to end a man's career like this, it's way more suiting for him to get ejected than for him to get a home run because this is who he was as a player. A lot of people say they grew up loving this guy, and I thought it's pretty funny. His final game, really, in his possibly his final game, you're going to kick him out in the second inning. He didn't even get to play the whole game. Wow. Second inning. So, I mean, that's why I thought that one was pretty funny, but, you know, see what Courtney had to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jokic is speaking for everyday man right there. Sometimes I know when I go into work, I if I have to work OT or any more extra hours than I'm scheduled, I'm gonna hate it too. So
Preaching the choir there,
I
brother.
mean, and I'm getting paid just like he won a ring. So I mean, hey, welcome to America, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Jokic there.
All right, look at that. We're coming in 2-2. This one's gonna take it. As we flipped it to best volleyball plays of the week, so get some more diversity for us here. But Will, what you got to finish us off?
let's head to Bloomington, Indiana. Women's volleyball, Nebraska at Indiana. Number 2 Nebraska, by the way. Quite the rally right here, but the play is about to happen right here. Nebraska up with a spike, and Kayla Ramelsberg of Indiana blocks the Nebraska spike. So,
volleyball is
the
big
play.
on knowing its rallies. That's what makes the sport. You know what I mean? You see those big plays where it's hitting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I also had to go with the rally here, as we are going to head to an NC State Louisville ACC matchup. I think they were in Kentucky here, or no, they were in North Carolina. It's just a couple of, they're just backing around, a lot of movement, a lot of going on. My favorite's right here. That ball flies like probably 30 feet in the air. Like, Jesus, I don't know how you get the control to do that. And they get a block there, saves that. Another high top, and I think they finally finish it off here as it tips off the Louisville defender. NC State gets the point there. So, yeah, 2 big rallies there. Quite a play. I mean, I can never ask a volleyball player how they control the ball so well when it comes at them that fast. Like, I'll just smack it, and it'll fly even further in the air. So, Courtney, end us off here. What do you got?
Man, those are two tough ones, man. I love me some rallies too. I think that to actually see the ball from that high in the air is kind of impressive, to kind of just keep that ball control like you said. But that block right there, like just coming out of nowhere for that saving block that she had, and like the speed that the ball's going to your hands to hit that, I'm going to go with the will play right here. I'm going to go with that one.
Yo.
Tough loss, but great competitive thing there, right there. Always came, just like last week, came down to the last play there. Everyone always loves this block. I do love it too. It's fun to find these great plays. But don't go anywhere, as we will be back coming up shortly on the 1-0 Sports Show. morning and welcome back to the 1-0 Sports Show. As you see, Courtney did not go anywhere as we're going to hop into our pick'ems next, and that's, we're going to talk about a little NCAA football, some NFL, and even some wild card action for the MLB on what's coming up. So, we'll hop right into it. Our first one, we have number 13 Washington State at UCLA. Let's start off, Courtney. Who you got here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Washington State here. I just like every single team in Washington is playing good right now, so I'm just got to go hot with that Washington State pick right there.
There you go. Will, what you got?
I'm going with the Bruins at home. Their defense has been stellar this year. I expect that to be the same on Saturday in the Rose Bowl.
I can't argue with that. I was really close to picking UCLA here, but with Washington State's just been really hot this year. I mean, they're coming off a big win against Oregon State, so I'm going to go Washington State here. No sweep there. But now we'll hop into this game. It's got me thinking. I don't know, but it's Alabama going to Kyle Field. Last time Alabama went there, they did. A&M did pull up the upset. Courtney, who you got?
Yeah, Bama's been a little rocky recently, and I don't really know if I really want to pick them. But, I mean, just off of the culture and just off the respect, I'm going to pick Bama. They did get the upset last year, but I'm going to go. I think they're going to pull it out this year.
All right. Will?
I'm also going to go with Bama. Looks like they're picking things up offensively, especially in the run game. Expect Milroe to get rush for some yards as well and a TD. I got Bama.
Yeah, I'm not to complete the sweep here. If you know anything about the Saban team, is that they will run that football down your throat. And with Wigman going out for A&M, I don't know if I can trust that offense. I mean, don't get me wrong, A&M has picked it up since their loss against Miami, but I think Alabama comes in here and they'll win. They'll win in a tight one. It'll come be tight. It's not gonna be no blowout, but I gotta go with Alabama here too. And then now we'll hop into some NFL action as now we have Eagles at Rams. Will, what you got?
I got the Eagles here. They're going to be too much for the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Rams do not have a big fan base in L.A. SoFi Stadium will be probably 50% Eagles fans, so I'm going to go with the Eagles.
That's not crazy. I'm going to have to also agree with you there and go with Philly. I mean, Kupp is coming back, so that's going to be an interesting take there. That's going to be something everyone wants to look out for. But I'm also to go with Philly. That team is just too talented. They're too well-rounded, and I got to go with them. Courtney, finish us off.
Yeah, I'm not going to complete the sweep here. This is kind of crazy. I have to kind of go ballsy for this pick. I'm going to go with the Rams right here. Like you said, Kupp's coming back. I think it's going to be a big team morale booster. The Rams are a little hot off of that OT win, and the Eagles are starting this big stretch of kind of games that really shows why they have the hardest schedule in the league this year, and I don't think they're going to stop. God damn, I'm going to go with the Rams.
That's not crazy. Philly had the easiest schedule in the league last year. Now they're kind of hopping into that difficulty, but they're still going to be a great team. Move on to some more NFL action. Some more NFC play. We have the Cowboys at the 49ers. I'm going to go with the 49ers here. I think that is the best on-paper team in the NFL. I think they definitely have a chance to be the best team in the NFL this year. They still have not lost a game. I'm going to have to go with the 49ers here, especially because they're going into San Francisco. Will?
I'm also going to go with the Niners. I think they're the most complete team in football, and I expect them to beat the Cowboys on Sunday night.
Yeah. Courtney?
Yeah, I'm a not complete the sweep again. I know this is crazy. But TJ, our director, knows it's a Dak Prescott legacy year, and I think that he's going to show his. I had the 49ers this whole week, but someone told me yesterday just to pick the Cowboys here, so I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's not crazy. The Cowboys are a very talented team. That defense is something special, but it's all going to go down to their offense going into that game. It's going to be a tough one, but I definitely look forward to that one. All right, and then now we have Packers at Raiders. Courtney, what you got?
Right here, I'm going to probably go with the Packers. They sadly completed a 17-0 comeback against my Saints, and then they stunk the bed up the week after, so I don't really know what's really going on with this Packers team, but that Raiders team, if you follow social media, has a lot more problems than just football. So I'm going to have to go with the Packers right here.
All right, Will, what you got?
I'm also going to go with the Packers. Aiden O'Connell starting a quarterback for the Raiders, and Devontae Adams faces his former team for the first time, so excited for that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I'm not going to play the sweep here. I'm a Raiders fan. I don't care. Bias is popping out. Let's go Oakland. I don't care where they are. And I don't care if they're in Las Vegas. Those are the Oakland Raiders, baby. Come on. But, I think the Raiders, the Packers, Jordan Love's been a great QB. I can't get him wrong there. And then, it's going to be kind of rookie versus rookie kind of action. So, but I don't care. I'm going with the hometown team. Let me get the Raiders. All right, and now we're going to move on to a little bit of baseball action as we move into the ALDS series. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say who do you have in the series and how many games. So we'll start off with the Twins versus the Astros. This starts Sunday. It's a best of 5, by the way. Who do you got? We'll start with Will here.
I got the Astros in 4. This team's built for the postseason. We've seen it in the past couple years. Expect the Twins to get one at home. First time I think they won a series in the postseason since 2004, so expect the crowd there in Minnesota to be rocking. They'll get one at home, but expect the Astros to dominate.
Yeah, Courtney?
Yeah, like kind of, I'm going to piggyback off of Will. Just off of legacy, I'm going to have to go with the Astros. Minnesota sports teams really don't come well when it comes to playoff victories. And so it doesn't really come often over there. I think they're going to have a lot of energy, but I think the Stros just have so much experience, and they're going to go ahead and take care of that in 4.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. But I'm going to say Astros in 5. I mean, the Astros, yes, they're defending champions. Yes, they have the legacy. Yes, they're a great team. But down the stretch going into October, they had struggled a lot. They had the lead in the against the Rangers, and that's kind of they flipped around a bunch during that final stretch. They eventually did take the 2 seed, but the Stros just struggled a lot. So I mean, I think they do win the series, but it's not going to be as close as far spread as everything is. So I'm gonna go with the Stros in 5, and then move on to the next one. We have Rangers versus the Oilers. Will, what you got?
I got the Orioles in 4. This Orioles team is young, and they are stacked, led by Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson. I also expect them to dominate and win this series.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I think the Rangers have one of the most talented offenses in the league. Yes, they have bullpen issues. Yes, that is always a problem come October. But I think if you can find a way to just dominate on the offensive end, you can find a way to kind of mask that. I think they did pick it up. They started to pick it up a lot towards the end of the season. I'm not the biggest baseball fan. I know Courtney's about to give us a nice spiel here. I'm pretty sure he's a Rangers fan, but I got Rangers in 5. Courtney finishes off here.
Yeah, I just became recently a Rangers fan. I mean, I've always been a Rangers fan my whole life, but I recently just actually started paying attention to baseball. With that being said, I'm going to go with the Rangers, the hometown pick right here. Like you said, one of the best offenses in baseball. Evan Carr has been hot. Corey Seager has been hot pretty much his whole year. Montgomery had a very good pitching game 1, and that kind of helped us with momentum to do the sweep last wild card series. The Orioles are number 1 for a reason, though. Number 1 baseball is not that easy. They're definitely going to come swinging, so I think it's going to be a long series, but I'm going to go with Rangers in 5.
Yeah, it's not her take here. And then we'll finally, we have 2 more. Yeah, we're going to have 2 more baseball picks here as we're going to knit this one off with the Phillies and the Braves. I'm going to go with Braves in 4. The Phillies, don't get me wrong, the Phillies are they're always a sneaker team. They've never been a sneaker team coming out when it comes to time in October, but the Braves have been the most dominant team in baseball this year for sure by a stretch. That team has been very, very impressive all year. So, I mean, they're the best team in baseball, so I'm going to take them in 4. I think Philly takes a game at home, but I think the Braves are going to close them out pretty easily. And then we'll go on with Courtney here.
Yeah, I'm also go with Braves. Like you said, one of the best teams in baseball. And I don't know, they just have that aura to me, man. Like Ronald Acuna Jr. just has that aura. I'm just have to go with the Braves right there. 5. Braves in 5, though. It's going to be a close series.
All right, then Will, cut us off here.
I'm also going to go Braves in 5. This should definitely be the best series of the divisional round in the MLB postseason. It's a shame that this rivalry has to take place this early and not in the championship series, but Braves, the best team in baseball. Acuna, I think, maybe the best player in baseball.
Yeah.
So Braves going to take this one in 5.
All right, and then we're going to end it off with our final pick in the MLB playoff come time. We have the D-backs and the Dodgers. We'll start off with Courtney here. What you got?
Yeah, D-backs were kind of fighting a little bit to even get in here. They kind of came around towards the end of the stretch. That being said, when we talk about legacy with the Astros, the Dodgers also have some legacy as well. They also have some prowess and experience. And, I mean, they pay for everyone that they play, so they better be good. So, with that being said, I'm going to go Dodgers in 3. I think they're going to be a sweep. I don't think the Diamondbacks are there yet.
Will?
I'm also going to go Dodgers in 3. I mean, I'm a hometown boy. I'm from Los Angeles, so I'm a little bit biased here. But Dodgers have outscored Diamondbacks 72-47 in the 13 times they've faced each other this season. And Arizona's had a rocky second half of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Dodgers.
It's not crazy. I'm going to have to go with the Dodgers here, complete the sweep. I don't care. It's not going to be in 3. It's going to be in 5. This is going to the stretch. Diamondbacks going to surprise people. I don't care what people are saying. Them boys are them. They're going to make it happen. I don't watch a lot of baseball, but I do like their name, the Diamondbacks. That's pretty hard. So I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Dodgers. Can't give them the win. Dodgers are a better team, but I'm going to say they're going to take 1 to 5. And we're going to end it finally off with a big game we've all been waiting for. The Red River Shootout is tomorrow morning in Dallas, Texas State Fair. Everyone's all excited for that. We got number 12 Oklahoma, number 3 Texas. Both teams finally coming in this game undefeated, first time since 2011. Obviously, if you watch that game, Oklahoma beat them bad, and yeah, that wasn't anything. But then last year, Texas killed them. So, here we go. Courtney, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, this one has kind of been 50-50 for me this whole week. Texas is prone to losing that big game a lot when they can't step up to the pressure. But I think with Texas. I think they have something this year that I really like. I'm going to have to go with Texas here. But I don't think Oklahoma's going to go down with that. I don't think it's going to be like last year. I think it's going to be a very close game. It's definitely going to be high scoring. I think we're going to be in for a good one.
All right, Will, what you got?
Red River Rivalry is always a close one, but I'm also going to go with Texas here. Expect them to dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. JT Sanders fully healthy. That's big. I'm going with Texas here. It's a more talented team.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I'm going to complete the sweep and go with Texas as well. Everyone's been waiting for Texas to finally pull Texas this year, and they think this could be the game. But at the same time, if they were to lose the game, it's not really pulling a Texas. Oklahoma is a talented team. But at the same time, I think Texas has the better roster top to bottom. So I mean, I don't think Oklahoma has anything on them. This is going to be the first time this year that Oklahoma's going to play against a good stout defense in Texas, and this will be the first time Texas defense is going to face really a good QB in Dylan Gabriel. So I mean, it's going to be a good one. But I got Texas, and that's gonna kill us off for this pick'ems. But don't go anywhere, as we're going to talk about some rivalry coming up on the 1-0 Sports Show. And welcome back to 1-0 Sports. So due to timing restraints, we're going to have to go ahead and cut our show short today. We had a lot of problems going in, but that's fine. We still had a great time. Michael Alvarez as well. Iger. You know, I mean, this is it. So we're going to cut off here, but don't go anywhere. We're gonna end y'all with a video that TSTV sports department made about their totally unbiased picks going into this Red River Showdown. That's it for us this morning. Thank you for joining us, and that's what we're going to leave y'all with.
Tommy Yash here with TSTV Sports. The Red River Shootout, 119th edition of this game between Texas and Oklahoma. Every year, always so difficult to predict because regardless of what each team's record is coming in, you never know what you're going to get. It's one of the craziest environments in all of college football, so everything is unknown. But in this game, coming off a 49-0 victory last year against Oklahoma, I see Texas as much improved from the team that they were last year. Now, you can say the same thing about the Sooners, but have they made enough jump in 1 year to shut that deficit and rebound with a victory after being blanked and losing by 49 points? I don't think so. I think the Sooners do keep it close in their second Red River game under Brent Venables, but I think Steve Sarkisian and Texas, who, by the way, have put up 500-plus yards of total offense in the last two Red River shootouts, win this one in a close margin, 31-24 Texas is my score prediction.
What's up, y'all? Jason Conander here, getting ready to come on College Crossfire tonight. Just want to deliver my Texas and Oklahoma prediction. I'm going to go with the Longhorns in this one. I think that Texas's defense is by far the best unit that Oklahoma has faced this year. Quinn Ewers has played in the big game in a Texas uniform. Dylan Gabriel has not in a Sooner uniform. Give me the Longhorns 31-13.
Prediction for this weekend, we got obviously the 3-ranked Texas and 12-ranked OU. We know what happened last year, 49-0 blowout. I don't think Dylan Gabriel is capable of making up that 49 points. I think it's going to be a different game this year, but I'm still going to be taking the Horns. I'm going to be going 35-13. I'm going to rock with Texas on this one.
What's up, y'all? It's TJ Crow. It's co-EP of 1-0 Sports. And you know what? After going to the Texas Fight Rally last night and watching Big X the Plug perform in front of the Texas crowd, I got to go Texas. I'll say 34-20. Hook 'em, baby.
My Texas OU prediction, I have Texas winning 35-27 at the Cotton Bowl.
This is the first test defensively that OU has had all season. It's going to be the same score as Bama, 34-24, and a nail-biter till the fourth quarter. Texas Longhorns take it.
We're back with another score prediction this week, Texas OU. I think Texas is going to pull ahead. I think they're going to have a little bit of a rocky start, but I think we're really going to pull ahead in the second half like we always seem to do. So I'm going to say Texas by 14. I'm going to say 41 to, 21, 27, 27. 41-27, Texas.
Hey, it's Justin. Today, I'm going to be making my pick for the Oklahoma-Texas game. And it's going to be a tight contest. I think this game is going to come down to the wire. But, I mean, who would I be if I didn't support Texas here? I think that they're going to win by a score of 34-28.
All right, for score prediction for Red River game, we're going to have Texas going to take this OU defense all the way down to the second half. Eventually run up the score on them. I think Texas wins about 42-25. Mainly in the late stages, Texas' offense will pull away. So 42-25, Texas wins, back-to-back wins in the Red River rivalry.
37-20 Texas.
Got OU winning by 50.